What if your Wi-Fi could do more than just provide internet access? With Smart Wi-Fi, it can. Imagine providing to your customers a personalized Wi-Fi login page that will help enhance their user experience and also grow your business. With Smart Wi-Fi, whether you are an owner of a coffee, a restaurant, or you manage large venues such as airports or train station, Smart Wi-Fi will help you legally collect valuable data. This data can be used for your marketing campaigns, to better understand your users, and also to refine your business strategies. It's an easy way to build brand loyalty and improve customer engagement. No matter the sector, Smart Wi-Fi is the tool you need to make your Wi-Fi an important and valuable asset. Let me show you today how we can use Smart Wi-Fi to improve your business goals.
Now let's configure the advertising page. To do so, you just have to select advertising page, and now we can configure several options. We can configure the timers and also the image, the advertising image. For the timer, you can increase it, you can change the duration, you can also change the size or even the color so it can suit your designs. When it's done, let's switch to the advertising content. For this content, you have several options. You can upload an image, a GIF, and that's it. We also plan to allow you to upload some videos as an advertising page. Once your content is uploaded, you just have to select it, so it is displayed on your portal. Now we have the login page. Now we have our advertising page, login page, and redirect page configured. Once it's done, we can have other options that we can activate on the portal, such as the welcome back. This option is really useful when you have users that will reconnect to your portal, so you can allow them to have a simplified user journey. So I will just have to activate this option, and as you can see, I have a new menu here, which is the welcome back. And we have this new user journey. So for the welcome back, Smart Wi-Fi will automatically recognize users that have already connected to your portal and propose a simple page where they just have to click on the connect button to get access to your Wi-Fi network. They don't have to put their personal information again because we have already collected this information. This page is also customizable, so we can add the logo by just selecting the logo, modify the size is modified, change the text or the text style, so we'll just change the color for now, and even edit the login button, the connect button. So we'll put exactly the same style as in our login page, so black background and white text. So let's do that. I will change the font, okay, the text color and the background color of the button, and put the same radius as in my login page. And in a simple way, we can just put exactly the same style on our welcome back page as in our login page. One thing is missing is the background. To modify the welcome back page background, I just have to select this page, go on background, and select the background image that was previously used. And save, and then our portal is ready. To test our portal, we just have to click on the preview button. And as you can see, we have the advertising page, the counter. Once it's done, user is redirected to the login page. As a user, I will have to put my email, last name, and first name to connect. If I try to connect without putting any mandatory field, we have an error message displayed. Now let's put an email. Let's put a fake email to test how Smart Wi-Fi responds. When end users try to connect with a fake email, as you can see, we have an error message. Actually, we do a check on email addresses. The first check done is on the format of the email address, but then we check the existence of the email address. So we first check the domain name. Does the domain name really exist? If it doesn't exist, we'll still have this error. And we also check the name of the email. So we have identified some garbage email that we won't accept on the portal, such as Toto, 1234, QWERTY, or some other emails that are on the list, to really allow you to collect data that you can really use for your marketing tools or your marketing campaigns. Now let's try to connect with a real email address. I click on connect, and then as an end user, I am redirected to my page, to the redirect page configured before. Now let's see other authentication methods, and let's check the sponsoring. So to use sponsoring, I just have to select sponsoring, and it's set on my portal. What is sponsoring? Sponsoring is really useful when you want to control who has access to your Wi-Fi network. The end users will have to make a connection request to someone in your company by providing his email, and the sponsor will receive then a request email where he can accept or deny the connection. So let's do that. Let's select sponsoring and customize the form. So you can add some other fields. By default, you just have sponsor email and last name and first name of the person who is making the request. You can also add the email of the person making the request, and let's change the style. So let's change the font, the color, so we can see it, and the button settings. So let's change the font color, put it as white, font background, put it as black, add some radius, and our login page is ready. So as a user, I put the sponsor email, my personal information, and I will be redirected to the waiting page. Until the sponsor accepts or declines the request, the end user will be on this waiting page. This page is also customizable, so we can add a logo by just selecting the logo we previously downloaded. I will change the size of the logo. We can change the spinner size, okay, and the spinner color, I put it as black, and same for the text. Let's put it as black. And finally, the button. We want the button to be exactly the same as our login page, and also the background, which is different. So let's start with the button. Let's change the font color, let's change the font itself, and also the background color of our button, and add exactly the same radius. Now our waiting page is configured. Last step, background image, just select your image, and you are ready to test your sponsoring. However, you have some settings to set before to be totally ready to test the sponsoring. Settings are present there in sponsoring settings. You have many things to configure. First thing is the domain emails that you will accept. The idea here is to put your company domain emails, so your end user will be able to make a request only to the people in your company. So in our use case, let's put Weblib, and you can also configure the validity period of your request. Let's save and test our portal. Click on preview, and then we have the advertising page that we have previously set. Once the timer is done, the end user will be redirected to the login page. Now I am on the login page. First step is put my sponsor email. So I will put a domain email that wasn't set, so weblib.com instead of weblib.eu. I will put my personal information and click on connect. Now I have an error message because the domain email does not exist. Now let's put a real domain email, click on connect, and then the end user is redirected to the waiting page. Then as a sponsor, what will happen? The sponsor will receive this email where he will have some information such as who is doing the request, on which portal, and he has two options. He can either deny or approve the connection. If I deny the connection, the sponsor will have a message saying, okay, you have denied the connection, and the end user will have instantly the return regarding the sponsor action. So as he has rejected the request, I can see the message, your sponsorship request has been rejected. Now let's do another request, and this time we will accept it. Okay, All my informations are set. Let's click on connect. I'm redirected to the waiting page. As a sponsor, I receive a new email, and this time I will approve the connection. Once the connection is approved, the end user is redirected to the URL configured previously. And that's it for the sponsoring. Let's check one last authentication method, which is the delegation. For the delegation, the idea is that user will be able to connect with a login and password that we can set on Smart Wi-Fi. To do that, I can first customize my form. So with the login, we have changed the color, we can change the fonts, and we're going to customize also the button by changing the font color and also the background color. And always, I like to add a radius to make it more user-friendly. Let's save. Now we want to configure login and password for our users so they can connect to our portal. To do that, you have to go on the delegation menu just there and create a new user. So let's create a user. To do that, we can put the user personal information, put his email, and by default, a username and a password are set. We can also change the validity of this username password. By default, it's always valid, so your users will always be able to connect with this username and password. But you can also set a validity period, so like for 3 days, for instance, if you have some users coming to your company or to your hostel for a specific dates, and we can save and use this user password. So users, to do that, I'm going to put this username on my configuration. So let's go back to configuration, to preview, okay. We go to preview. Okay, let's wait for the advertising page. And then I have the delegation form. Let's put the login I've said before. I put a fake password. I try to connect. We don't recognize your username or password. So connection is blocked if we don't have the right username or password. Now let's take the right password. UHQE2. Let's change the password so it's easier for us to connect. So we have some rules. The password must have an uppercase and a number and a specific size. So let's do this one. Let's save. Let's go back to our configuration. Go and preview. Let's wait for the advertising page. And then we can connect. So, wrong password, I click on connect button, and then I am redirected to the right page. That's it for the authentication method. Let's switch to the dashboard. Smart Wi-Fi has a powerful dashboard that will collect user data, so you can see there we have information such as unique users that has connected to your portal in the last months, the total connection on your portal, and how many unique emails you have collected. You can also have a graph on the total connections and also the connections per hour, which will help you to see when the users come to your location. We can also have some information regarding the authentication method used by your user. So if you want to test form or click and connect or Facebook, you will see all the information there. You also have the proportion of unique versus loyal users and on what kind of devices do they connect. Do they connect on tablets, laptops, or mobile devices? Last information will be regarding the languages of your end users. For instance, we can see there that more than 50% of our users are connecting with English, and within a language that we don't support. In this case, you can modify your portal to add the language that is missing for your end users. For instance, if it's German, add the portal in German so you can simplify the user journey of your users. We have seen together how to transform a Wi-Fi network into a powerful marketing tool. If you are interested, please share this to anyone that might be interested or to your organization decision makers. Weblib is here to help you connect your spaces. If you want to contact us, please feel free to reach us at contacts@weblib.eu.